Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So this is the second installment of Blast from the Past, Flashback, Reflection. So this is the 120, and this was probably about 6 months ago before I gave up all these cichlids. And there were some additions before I ended up shifting gears and wanting to take a break from the hobby. But I just wanted to give another update. There's a lot of beautiful fish in here. Watching these old videos definitely makes me miss them. Here are some floating Legos for my kids, scuba divers. But it's just so interesting. Again, I highly recommend you taking pictures and video one way or another, whether it's on YouTube or just for your own personal records. But to track your journey through the hobby, it's just so interesting looking back. This video, I felt like I kind of arrived. It's like different times in the hobby you feel more fulfilled or feel more like you're really longing for certain fish, and then when you get to a certain level, it feels really great, and then it's like life, right? You kind of level out and you're like, oh, okay, now what's next from here? So it's, of course, it's always an evolution. Some of my favorite fish from this tank though was certainly that electric blue Ali right there in the middle. The blood pair was always a family favorite. It was my wife's favorite fish. I do want to get another one of those at some point just because they do have so much personality. The green terror, definitely one of my favorites. What else? The Venustus is beautiful, but it's like looking back at it, oh, there's the Madagascar. It definitely was one of my all-time favorites. I'd love to have a species-only tank for that. Just get one. Maybe, I don't know. They get about 8-12 inches, so maybe, 75 gallon would be the best, but I could do a 55 for a while. But anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to show, again, how our tanks evolve over time. So if you go back into my other videos, you can see it even a lot farther along than this. I'm just pulling these videos out from, the archives that were never posted to YouTube. So let me know what you think. I'm curious about your reflections over time. How's the hobby changed for you? Your interest? I first got into the hobby, cichlids were my most favorite things. I wanted aggressive fish, beautiful fish, interesting fish. And I went and did that for a long time. And now I'm starting to shift towards more peaceful community fish, partially because of the maintenance. These fish are dirty. They poop a lot. They eat a lot. And they cause issues. You're always wondering, in the back of my mind, I was always like, oh, is something going to happen? And then you see issues, and how are you going to resolve it? Between fish, are you going to remove a fish? Are you going to add more fish? Are you going to redecorate? And then the maintenance. I definitely had to be on my water changes with cichlids, where now I have these community fish where I have such much less of a bio load, and I definitely don't worry about them killing each other, which is just a relief. And so at some point I do want to get back into cichlids more in depth. There's the Lego people again. Like right now I have the electric blue car, which is a peaceful cichlid. I think I'm going to get maybe a Tapajos redhead, some ram cichlids, maybe an angel. Cichlids still do have, I think, offer some of the best in terms of personality, even the peaceful ones. But I do want to have more, relaxed, just overall myself, the fish, the whole feeling. I want everything just to feel a bit more relaxed. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and these flashbacks. Like I said, please let me know. I'm curious, what has changed for you. There's a beautiful fluorescent peacock. That's a juvenile. That's the red empress. That had colored up a lot more in my later videos. It's also interesting to see how the hierarchy changed. Looking at that young, actually, yeah, that was well, it could have been a fire hap, Taiwan reef, or there's an electric blue Texas. But yeah, so, it's like the hierarchy changed over time. The Taiwan reef was super small, and there's a Taiwan reef right out to the right, swimming behind those plants. Once it got big enough and fully colored up, that Taiwan reef took over. And then the Madagascar eventually took over. That electric blue Texas actually took over at one point as well. It's hiding. There's actually an electric blue Texas and an electric green Texas, Carpetinus, however you want to describe it. But yeah, that's the first time I realized that also Madagascar cichlids have teeth. What a cool fish. It's like a jaguar mixed with, a Jack Dempsey, with an African cichlid aggression. It's a very cool fish. One of my all-time favorites, also called the Starry Night cichlid. And there's also a couple others in here I want to show you real quick. So there's one of my all-time favorites is the Red Terror. And with this cichlid, the females are actually the ones that have the most color. The males are beautiful too in their own right, but the females are really striking, as you can see. That's definitely a fish I miss. But yeah, overall, you know, watching these old videos, I definitely miss having beautiful big cichlids, and I'll get back into them someday. I know I will. But until then, I hope you're all doing well, and look forward to catching you in the next video. All right, thanks so much. Take care.